Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. We're heading straight to the 36th District Court in Michigan to follow Carlos of the family Durham as he faces back-to-back court dates in front of a judge who's not here for the paperwork games or pseudo-legal theatrics. So let's get right into it.
Okay, we're on the record as the people versus Carlos Lorenzo Durham. Case number 2259974. Count one. Only count one. Police officer resisting and reporting. This is a habitual offender court offense notice. And also case number 2258771 versus Carlos Durham. Charged on this case with count one, weapons, firearms, possession by a felon. Count two, weapons, felony firearm. Count three, weapons, ammunition, possession by a felon. Count four, weapons, felony firearm. Count five, carrying concealed. Count six, police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing. And this is a habitual offender court.
Carlos is moving wild lately, and it's honestly unbelievable. Ever since I started looking deeper into his situation, the real picture started to come into focus. After digging through what he's actually facing, it turns out he's stacked with around a dozen serious charges, including multiple counts tied to prohibited possession of a weapon. And the more you look, the more it becomes clear this isn't a small situation. This is a full-blown legal storm that keeps growing by the day.
That for a bond redetermination hearing. Appearances.
Alexander Kirker on behalf of the people, P86-282.
Good morning, Your Honor. Delisha Taylor Coleman, P56278 on behalf of Mr. Durham on both matters for bond redetermination.
And Mr. Durham, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Carlos.
At this point, it's pretty clear the Wayne County Jail has been holding the line, because the pressure finally caught up to him and he's starting to present himself like a regular person again, dropping the whole of the family Durham fantasy and stepping back into reality, which just shows how quickly those courtroom theatrics fall apart when real-world consequences kick in and the system stops entertaining the performance.
You, and whenever you're ready, Attorney Taylor Coleman.
Yes, Your Honor. As the court has before it, I believe Mr. Durham has a capious with this court, or maybe it was with Judge Elise Bryant. At this point, we'd ask for any capiouses to be recalled. That he is a resident of Detroit. He has significant family contacts. I'm looking up his investigation report. I'm looking up the sheet from misdemeanor felony defenders on his behalf. Long story short, we're asking for a personal bond with tether, and that he would reappear at all future points.
He tried to argue that the court had no authority over him, and on top of that, the previous judge labeled him as a habitual absconder with a documented pattern of avoiding court and engaging in erratic pretrial behavior, a description that only added weight to the seriousness of the situation and made it clear that the court viewed his claims as baseless, while highlighting just how far his legal troubles had already escalated.
Address the capious of December 14th, Mr. Durham.
I'm sorry, what did you ask him? I didn't hear the first part of your question.
Address the capious of December 14th of 2022.
Yes, go right ahead.
Mr. Durham, were you aware of that court date?
Yes, and kind of no. They bombarded me with a bunch of court dates, and I kind of might have forgot it because there's so many I got to go to.
Okay,
they sent me about 40 different cars with court dates on.
You essentially made up your court date.
I think so. I got court dates all the way to February, and I think I just missed it.
The defendant tried to downplay things by claiming he only missed his court date because he mixed it up with dozens of others, asking to be released like it was no big deal. But the reality is the court wasn't interested in excuses and made it clear that, for everyone's safety and his own best interests, he wasn't going anywhere. After looking into his schedule, it turns out February alone is packed with multiple upcoming court appearances, which makes it clear this story is far from over, and there's going to be no shortage of courtroom moments to follow as this situation keeps unfolding.
Okay. Would you reappear at all future court dates, Mr. Durham?
Yes, I reappeared. I appeared before. I was on Zoom. I was on a tether. I came to court.
Okay. Your Honor, we believe that this was just a mistake, a one-time mistake. As the court can see in the register of action, Mr. Durham had appeared at previous court dates, but as he stated, because of the number of court dates, this one fell through the cracks. But he would reappear at all future court dates. These are non-assaultive crimes. We're asking for a personal bond, reinstate the bond with tether. Would the court consider any reduction at all? I don't know if Mr. Durham can post any amount of money. Was there a change in your bond before Judge Bryant, Mr. Durham?
So the what? I didn't hear you.
Was there a change in your bond before Judge Bryant?
Yeah, it was a $10 bond. That's all it is. They said it's a $10 bond. I'm here to get this bond reduced so I can get out of jail.
And you have employment?
I work for myself.
Let me guess. You tried to spin it like some kind of joke law firm moment, turning the exchange into awkward wordplay and overconfident energy, talking yourself up like a self-made go-getter while trying to sound impressive, only for the reality check to hit when the actual name was clarified. The whole situation came off like forced bravado colliding with embarrassment, stretching the moment out and making it even more uncomfortable than it needed to be while the courtroom energy shifted from confidence to quiet correction.
I can bring a lot to Dumbass and Dumbass. I'm a go-getter. Dumbass material all the way. So, am I your man, Mr. Dumbass?
The name is Dumas.
Okay, so I'm still going to keep it the same, Attorney Taylor Coleman. Because of the cases on both cases, I am going to wait until we get to the probable cause conference on the 25th with the DSU report to determine whether or not I'm inclined to reduce the charge. I need him to show the court for something because we're back at the probable cause conference. I want you to listen up very carefully. Your next court date is January 25th. That is a Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you'll be zooming in from the county jail, and you'll have an attorney present to discuss with you any matters before we go on the record, okay? So show up for that, we have to show for that. Then your attorney then can possibly discuss something once we have a DSU report, okay? Attorney Taylor Coleman, anything from defense?
That's it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you all both have.
All right, that wraps up the first hearing. Now we shift to the second one that took place just 2 days later, and every time Carlos appears, his presentation seems to get more animated and unpredictable. And this time is no exception as we jump straight into the next chapter of this unfolding courtroom saga.
County Jail, who just sat down about 5 minutes ago. Can you state your name for the record, please?
My name?
Yes, your name.
My name is Carlos Lorenzo, and I'm here to represent the person you got on that paper, which is an all capital name, all capital letters. That's a corporation, and I'm not claiming to be him, but I'm here to represent him. An all capital name is all corporation. I'm not a corporation, I'm not dead, I'm not a fictitious entity. So I'm not claiming to be whoever name you have on that paper, which is probably in all capital letters. That's not my name. It's two names in this court that sound exactly alike, and only one of them is mine. What name is on that paper y'all have over there? Is it in all capital letters? That's not my name, but it's my property. It's my trade name, and I own it. And I need to know if anybody has permission to use it from me. So do we have that understood? I am not a U.S. citizen, and I'm not a citizen.
The moment escalated quickly, with talk shifting straight into harsh, impulsive remarks about deportation, treating it like a quick fix for a situation that was really being driven by confusion rather than reality, and framing entire groups of people as problems instead of individuals, which only inflamed the atmosphere and made it clear how fast frustration can turn into extreme, unrealistic ideas when emotions take over and the conversation loses any sense of measured thinking or fairness.
That person on that paper, because that person is a fictitious entity. I am actually flesh and blood. I am a man standing on the land.
It's honestly hilarious when you think about it. His lawyer only had to sit through a single prior meeting to understand that trying to have a one-on-one conversation with Carlos would be an exercise in pure frustration, more painful and exhausting than literally pulling his own teeth out. A moment that perfectly captures just how impossible it is to reason with someone so deeply entrenched in their own delusions. And it highlights the sheer patience or endurance required just to get through a basic discussion.
And that's what I got you. Do you understand that? I'm not him. I'm claiming not to be him.
I just wanted to know who you were. Thank you. I had to check there. Attorney Simon, thank you. Richard, you want to speak to your client in private before we go on the record? Because he's still talking.
Sorry, Judge. Can you repeat that, please?
Do you want to speak to your client in private for a moment? Because he hasn't stopped talking for the last 10 minutes. He's still talking. He doesn't know he's on mute, but he's been talking.
I just saw him Monday at the jail, but okay.
Okay. Because I don't think we could have his hearing unless he understands we all can't talk at the same time.
All right, I'll do it.
At this point, Carlos really needs to start using that mental pause button before speaking, because the more he talks, the deeper the situation gets for him. And if he doesn't rein it in soon, the judge could easily hold him in contempt and add even more time behind bars. There comes a moment where silence is self-preservation, and for him, that moment was clearly right then. But instead of easing up, he kept pushing, risking consequences that could make an already bad situation even worse.
The record is the people versus Carlos Lorenzo Durham, case 2259974. Mr. Durham is charged with 1 count of police officer assaulting, resisting, and or obstructing. This is a habitual offender fourth offense notice. Also, case 2258771, the people versus Carlos Lorenzo Durham. Mr. Durham is charged with count 1, weapons, firearms possession by a felon. Count 2, weapons, stolen firearm. Count 3, weapons, ammunition, possession by a felon. Count 4, weapons, stolen firearm. Count 5, carrying concealed. Count 6, police officer assaulting, resisting, and or obstructing. This is a habitual offender fourth offense notice. Today's the day set for a probable cause conference. Appearances.
Alexander Kirker on behalf of the people, P8628.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jonathan Simon, P35596 for Mr. both matters.
And Mr. Durham, can you state your name, please?
Objection. I'm not a mister. I just told you that it's 2 names that sound exactly alike and only one of them is mine. My name's never been spelled in all capital letters, so that is not my name. Whatever name you have on that paper is a corporation and it does not exist. That's not who I am. I'm not.
What is your name,
I'm here to
sir?
represent him.
What is your name?
My name is Carlos. That's what I go by, mister, and I never spelled it in all capital letters. I keep explaining that to y'all, but y'all insist I'm that dead entity on that piece of paper, and I'm not.
What is your last name?
What is your name, ma'am? Can I have your name and your oath of office, please? Did you take an oath to uphold the Constitution, ma'am? Or did you take an oath to violate my constitutional rights in conspiracy with the prosecutor and the Detroit police?
Attorney Simon, what I'm getting here is that Mr. Durham is not present.
Objection, I'm not a mister.
I can enter a capias because that's not Mr. Durham. Or
Judge, maybe we could have a competency referral.
he knows what he's